Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen to the continuation of the series of the Season 2 metas. So we're going to be going over the Guardian slash support role for the Conquest meta, whatever you want to call it. So here we have Athena. Now Athena is a really great Guardian in my opinion with the taunt. You can set up a lot of kills that way. She's also banned pretty often in the pro leagues, and also Sylvanus is Sylvanus is almost always banned out. But despite all that, let's go straight into the build itself. If I can hit the right button, there we go. So start items. Start items is very important for Conquest. A lot of people kind of overlook it in casuals and they go like straight into boots or whatever, but the top two starter items that you see in the pro leagues will be the Watcher's Gift and the Mark of the Vanguard. Watcher's Gift is a pretty safe starter item to pick up, and it helps you with the gold and stuff like that. Mark of the Vanguard, if you want to play a little bit more aggressive, you're going to have a little bit more beefier of stats, so you can play a little bit more aggressive. A decent passive. So yeah, moving into the boots as your second item. There's numerous ways you can go about the boots. Now, a common trend that I see, if you pick up Geb, I see most of the Geb supports, they kind of go into like either like tier 1 or tier 2 boots, and just kind of leave it at that and to go right into Sovereignty and probably go backwards and finish off the boots. The reason why for Geb, if you don't know, I believe it's his rollout lets you, kind of roam the jungle quite easily, and that's pretty much your source of movement speed. But if you're not picking up Geb, let's say if you pick up Bacchus, I see some Bacchuses pick up Shoots of Magi, because Bacchus has a little bit more damage than some of the other Guardians, and you also get the mana because of his, his one. I think probably the most picked up one would be Shoots of Focus, is so you can get that early cooldown reduction, especially for guys like Athena, so you can get more taunts in and set up more kills that way. Or instead, you can go ahead and pick up Reinforced Shoes. You can probably pick up Reinforced Shoes if you're a little bit behind as far as a Guardian compared to your, your enemy Guardian. As far as behind in like levels, so this way you get a little bit more, be a little bit more tankier, and then you can kind of go back and get your cooldown reduction later. As far as the third item slot, I almost always see Sovereignty. It's a really great item, pretty cheap, really great for team fights because of the aura effect, and the aura also applies to you. Next, I've been seeing some Magi's Blessing, because by the time you get to this item slot, it's maybe mid-game or so. Guardians and supports are normally always further behind than the other people, so don't feel bad if you're like lower level or further behind in gold. That's pretty much normal. But by the time you get the this item slot, Magi's Blessing is really good because obviously more team fights. This lets you absorb one hard CC, because you're going to be in the front line and you don't want to be CC'd boom right away. Then you're just taken out. You can't taunt. You can't do your thing because you got CC'd. So this helps prevent that. Also, really great boost in HP. Next, Breastplate of Valor. If you go Reinforced Greaves, or Reinforced Shoes rather, then you have no cooldown reduction. You can go back and kind of fix that with Breastplate of Valor, really high physical protection, really high CDR, or you can switch it out with Magi's Blessing. As far as the item slots, kind of depends on up to you. And also, before I go further on, in casuals you may see some really weird team comps. Typically in the higher leagues you probably only see like one mage, and that'd be in the mid lane. Solo lane mages haven't been too popular because of the Bluestone Pendant, so really you only see like one mage. Haven't seen too many Freya jungles, but just keep in mind casuals, it can get really weird. So instead of Breastplate of Valor, for cooldown you probably sell this because it shoots focus. After Magi's, you probably want to pick up magical defense items, and I think probably the best one would be a Heartward Amulet. It's sort of like the magical equivalent to Sovereignty, so pick that bad boy up for those mages. Spirit Robe, I've seen this more of like a late game item, because it's really high protections and really nice cooldown reduction. This kind of pairs up if you don't have Breastplate but you have Shoes of Focus, combined with the Spirit Robe, you have a really nice set of cooldown reduction. And also the passive is really great to mitigate damage for the team fights. And then pretty much when you get to this item slot, the game's probably over, or even before you even get to the item slot. So as far as the last item, going back selling Wondrous Gift, if you ever get to that time, it's kind of up to you on what you need. If the physical is giving you a hard time, go into the sovereignty tree, pick up like Midgardian Mel if you're fighting against a lot of basic attack heavy gods, you know, like Bakasur or whatever, things like that. So it's kind of up to you as far as when you get to that point. As far as actives, Wrath of Gods is very important. It's important to not get it too early, because then you kind of waste your gold, and definitely don't get it too late, or else you won't be able to, you know, secure the Gold Fury or secure Fire Giant or even the mid Harpy camps. So maybe around 10 minutes or so. I can't give a really definite time for when you should have this. I don't play support that much to actually know the times on it. But as you play on, you get kind of the feel of, okay, this is about time when I should get this, that type of deal. The second active I would be seeing most common will be the Shell Absorption. Really great for team fights, beef up your teammates, and you'd be overall a lot better in the team fights as far as surviving. Other actives, it kind of depends what you want to do. You can go like Shield the Underworld if you're like a Hades. You can go some really crazy combos like that. Greater Providence, ever since like halfway through season 1, this active has been kind of just overlooked, and it's not really used anymore because you just buy the wards. But going into the wards, you definitely want to keep these up on the objectives, Gold Fury, mid Harpy camp areas, maybe some buff camps, and definitely Fire Giant. And it's also really, really important to counter ward, meaning you go and buy the Sentry wards, put these on the objective areas, Fire Giants, Gold Fury, just so you can know where their ward is. So if everybody has wards, then everybody can see each other. But if you can shut out their wards, then you have the advantage, obviously. And of course, keep some potions on you, so that way you can keep roaming around and helping your teammates. So I hope that kind of helps out the newer players to support and Guardians somewhat. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.